Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. I'm loving all the pro PSG all the pro PSG messages in the chat here. It's good to see. Um, Sunny Hajawari says, "I'm here to see the downfall of Arsenal. Come on, Paris." I'm with you as well. Uh, that's 100% what I'm here to see. Um, Especially kind of kind of given how much smack they've been talking all week, which kind of makes it particularly bizarre. Hey Dawood, Dawood's thinking the same as us. Let's go PSG, 100%. Um, we need to see PSG get a result here today, and I think we will. A lot of the talk from a lot of Arsenal fans this week has been, oh, nobody cares. Nobody cares that Liverpool won the league. Nobody cares that Liverpool won the league because we're gonna win the Champions League anyway. And it's like, where does this confidence come from? You've never won anything. You've never won the Champions League for a start, and you haven't won the league for 20 years. So yeah, they're smiling in the crowd now. But yeah, let's hope we wipe that smile off. I was gonna say Je suis Paris, but it'd been nous sommes Parisien. We're from Paris. You can tell I did French a long time ago. Fish is here, aka Fishinsky. Hello, Fishinsky. Hope you're good. Pixels here saying, "Let's go, mate. Let's go indeed. Let's go indeed." Looking forward to seeing. Just looking forward to seeing the smile get wiped off. The smile and the arrogance. Like a smile you don't really mind, but like just looking forward to the arrogance kind of disappearing from Arsenal faces. We got What the Celtic here. Hey, What the Celtic. Hope you're good. I watched your Darwin compilation, as I said. It was pretty good. So yeah, definitely check out What the Celtic on YouTube. Delwood says, "Hey, Pixel." Fish says, "Hi." Chicken jockey. What does that mean, Fish? What does chicken jockey mean? I presume you're not at school today, because that seems to be an afternoon thing. So we should be good. Pixel says, "Hey, Delwood." Good to see people in the chat. Robin Smith says, "Hey, Robin." C Smith. Is C Smith, are you related to Robin Smith, or is that a coincidence? C Smith said 2-1 win for PSG, I think. Yeah, could 2-1, 3-1. Arsenal are at home, aren't they? Yeah, Arsenal are at home. So I think Arsenal might get one. But a 2-1 would be happy. I'd be happy with. Mana Frog. I don't know if I can say appropriately named. But Mana Frog says my French neighbours will show Arsenal levels. Let's hope so. We definitely hope so. Fable Dog says Newcastle. What about Newcastle? I do prefer Newcastle over Arsenal if that's any help. If you're a Newcastle fan, I think you'll do very well next season. You're a dangerous looking team. You're one of the few teams that when we come up against, I'm a bit scared because of your midfield and your attack especially. Adil Patan says, "Hey bud." Hey Adil, hope you're good. Is it Adil or Adil? Expecting a great game tonight. Yeah, it should be good. I have to wake up to go to the airport in like 6 hours, but I said I'm still gonna watch this game. So yeah, just getting one more in. But yeah, it should be good. Should be kind of high scoring. So yeah, looking forward to it. Pixel says, "Where you're going?" Going to Prague, which I think is like Czechia, Czech Republic, that sort of thing. Never been before. So yeah, just for a few days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back on Saturday. So I'm hoping to maybe do some. Back Friday night actually. Hoping to maybe do some Oblivion on Saturday, and then yeah, the Liverpool game on Sunday hopefully. Oh, Sonny says, I think we were all gathered to see the collapse of Arsenal. Don't disappoint us. Yeah, that's pretty much why we're all here. Um, yeah, we want to see. The thing is with Arsenal, like I haven't really traditionally I haven't minded them so much, but at the moment they're just kind of very cocky. So yeah, this will be a real test for them. I think this will be a real test for them, and yeah, we want to see the smile wiped off, and the levels of arrogance to come down a bit. Ardil, okay, I'll remember that. So it's Ardil. Pixel says nice. So you're gonna get some good Pilsner, 100%. Good Pilsner. Got a few castles to see. Few sites. So yeah, should be nice. Should be nice. Hopefully. Fish says, "Where are you going to Casablanca?" Casablanca. Yes, I'm going to the nearest ocean to find you, Fish. Um, since you said I was number 6 on your top hotted list, so I said I have to go find Fish. So yeah, that's what it is. 3-1 for PSG. Yeah, that's a reasonable scoreline. I think Arsenal will get one. But just looking at the kind of lineups here, um, Arsenal got Raya, Lewis Skelly, Kivio, Saliba, Timber, Rice, Odegaard, Marino. I think Partey is suspended. Martinelli, Saka, and Trossard. Not bad. Still a pretty good team. But looking at this kind of PSG super team here, Donnarumma, Nuno Mendes, Marquinhos, Paco, Hakimi, Ruiz, Vitinha, João Neves, Kvaratskhelia, Doué's playing, my favorite player, and Dembele. So yeah, should be good. Jaden Chetty says, nice hat. Thank you. It covers up the bald head pretty well. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. It's a bit too white at the moment because it's new. You know what I mean? So you know when you get like new trainers, it's like super white. So I'm waiting for it to get like a bit dirty, a bit scruffy, and then it probably won't blind everyone's eyes. Sunny says, if Arsenal win, there will be a riot. Enrique should be sacked. Wow, that's pretty extreme conclusion. I think. Do you mean if Arsenal just win this leg, or if they win the tie overall? Sunny says, a player to watch out for each team this match for you. I'd say from a PSG perspective, Desiree Doué. And I'm just going to start the timer, guys. They were jumping up and down. I thought they were going to take a kick off because they're jumping up and down. So I said, okay. Oh, fuck. Sorry, now they're taking it. I was saying they're jumping up and down and they're not kicking off. Sorry. Let me just update this. Update it again because I'm too slow. That'll do. Yeah, sorry, Sonny. Players to watch out for. I would say definitely kind of Desiree Doué on the PSG side. He was a bit of like an unknown winger that they bought from Rennes for like 50 million. And every time I've seen him, I've been like, who is this guy? This random kind of Doué guy has looked amazing. So I definitely say a Doué, who's on the ball now for PSG. And from the Arsenal side, kind of who cares? Maybe Saka. Saka's been in quite good form ever since he's come back from injury. So I'd probably say Bukayo Saka on the Arsenal side. Fish says, I hope Kivio gets a red card. Why? I thought you liked Kivio because of the whole kind of, national hero type deal. Fellow compatriot. Do you not like Kivio anymore? He was on your top 10 beautiful players list, wasn't he? I think he was in like 8. But do you not like him anymore? Sunny says, no man, if they win the Champions League, Wallah Habibi, for all of us, Arsenal fans will make our ears bleed. They will. They will make our ears bleed, and they'll never let us forget it. So we are all Parisian today. In the first kind of 2 minutes of the game, PSG have looked a bit stronger, shall we say? But 2 minutes doesn't really tell us much. Fish says, I don't like Decore from Everton. Why don't you like Decore from Everton? Is there something specific Decore from Everton has done? Does Decore from Everton like eating the type of fish that you are? Is that what it is, or could there be another reason? But let's see. This is Doué now. Doué is on the ball. They got Vitinha. Vitinha in many ways is like is a bit like their McAllister in some ways. Kind of technical midfielder, kind of controls the tempo, that sort of thing. Arsenal sitting back, Arsenal are quite deep. Top 1 Barcelona, Hottie 1 Henry. Do you mean Thierry Henry? Is he in your new number 1 position? Ball goes out to Kvaratskhelia on the left. Kvaratskhelia. Oh my God, they've scored already! They've scored within 3 minutes. Arsenal can't defend now. Arsenal spent the entire 3 minutes with 11 men kind of behind the ball. PSG second attack. Kvaratskhelia goes out wide. Passes it to Dembele. Dembele takes a shot on the left foot from just outside the box. And it goes in. So let's increment the score, guys. Just watching the replay again. Dembele actually collects the ball from very deep, from basically the halfway line. And then Dembele passed it out wide to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia up against Lewis Skelly. Yeah. Kvaratskhelia basically, instead of dribbling past Lewis Skelly, just passed it back to Dembele. Outside of the foot. Dembele takes it first time. And yeah, they're up 1-0. So let's update the score, guys. Bollocks, don't want to take the score off. Declan Rice is saying, calm down. 1-0. Fantastic. Eat Wise says, Arsenal won. History done, beating Barcelona in the final. History made. Well, they did get to a final with Barcelona a couple of years back, but they didn't win it. It's Arteta now versus old. Interesting. Well, Arteta's doing his new tactic, which is just to sit back and defend. But you can't sit back and defend against PSG because their attack is too good. So if Arteta was doing his old tactics, because his old tactic, Arteta used to attack, but now he doesn't do that anymore. He decided just to sit back. But like you can't sit back against this. PSG team. Sonny says, hell, I will even support the Snake Dembele score for us today. Yeah, so you are a Barcelona fan. So yeah, Dembele is still a snake, but we're just going to support him just for today. Pixel says, you must be buzzing. Yeah, I think I got more excited there than I did for any Liverpool goals the other day. The other day, I was like, oh, okay, Gakpo scored. Okay, oh, McAllister scored. Oh, that's nice. McAllister scored from 20 yards. Oh, Gakpo scored, has he? But there's that Dembele! Yeah. Maybe I'm Francais without knowing it. Who will win today? Arsenal or PSG? Hopefully PSG. PSG are ahead here. Sunny says, "Wallah, Habibi, God is with us." Yeah, and hopefully with PSG as well. Fish putting random flags in the chat. I think that's England and Mexico. I think, but what's the? Maybe not, because I don't know what that sign is in the middle there. And then Great Britain twice, Ukraine. I don't know what that fourth thing is. It's like an ocean type of thing. Is Chelsea the only London team with the Champions League? I think so. Because Spurs don't have one. Arsenal don't have one. Historically, who else has won it? Nottingham Forest are not London. Aston Villa's Birmingham. So yeah, I think only Chelsea. They've got two. But yeah, phrasing it like that. I've never thought about it that way, but that's a good point. Pixels made that Chelsea are the only London club with a Champions League. Like you'd think there'd be more. That when you said that, I was like, no, it's not only Chelsea. There's also, I don't know, X and Y, and then we go through the list and we're like, no, there isn't. I mean, Mikhail, old club PSG. I hope Marino gets red card and yellow color and Jackie Potato. I hope you appreciate that I read out your messages, Fish, because I'm 99% sure everyone's thinking, what the hell? I'm pretty much 100% sure everyone's thinking, what the hell? Fish is saying he's part of every country. That is true. Fish is not constrained by the borders of land. He can just swim wherever he wants. Pixel says that's crazy, and those are recent Champions Leagues. There was one, was it the Roberto Di Matteo one a few years ago? And the one before that was not too much longer either. So before, like, I know when we won it in 2005, that was before Chelsea. So in 2005, there'd be none. There'd be zero London clubs with the Champions League, which is pretty wild. Sonny says, so Chelsea is the biggest team in London, or is it still Arsenal because they won more leagues and more FA Cups? Crossed in by Arsenal, but goes out. This is debatable. I saw a debate about this online the other day. Some people were saying Chelsea are bigger. Some people are saying Arsenal are bigger. I would say historically it's Arsenal, but in more recent times it's probably Chelsea. If you put a gun to my head and said which one's the bigger one, I'd probably go with Chelsea, you know. But that's quite controversial. That's quite controversial. 2012 and 2021. Okay, those were their two victories then. So even like 2010, there were zero London clubs with Champions League. Arsenal with the cross there, but they don't do anything with it. Pixel asks, is Birmingham the second biggest city in England? It is, yeah. So Birmingham's known as the kind of second city. There's a bit of like, I don't know. There's a bit of contention that sometimes Manchester thinks it's the second city. But the official second city is Birmingham. Birmingham's bigger. Birmingham is bigger than Manchester, yeah. Manchester has had a lot more investment, perhaps, because of the Man City owners and so forth. And with Manchester, so basically Manchester's north, London is south, and Birmingham's in the middle. So a lot of flights go to Manchester, a lot of flights go to London. Birmingham doesn't really get as many, but officially, to answer your question, yeah, Birmingham's the second city. Fish says, Desiree Douay goes out. Fish says, I want you to get me. I do get you. That's why I read out all your bizarre messages, whether they make sense or not. Sonny says, in more recent time, I mean Manchester was red and now it's blue. The recent times, yeah, you're right about that, and we can perhaps make a similar conclusion about London. So London was traditionally red with Arsenal, and now it's more blue with Chelsea. What we can't make that conclusion with is Liverpool. So Liverpool is still red. He ain't ever gonna be blue. Let's be honest. Pixel says, yeah, I've heard Birmingham has some rough areas, some, but not any different to like Liverpool, or not any different to London, or like not any different to Manchester, to be honest. They all, like, pretty much all cities of the UK have like rough areas. Thankfully, I don't live in a rough area. I live in a nice area with plants and shit. But where I grew up, was kind of rough. Um, but to be honest, like, it's not hugely different to like any UK city. Like most of the kind of English cities, Manchester, London, they all pretty much have rough areas and nice areas, and also like super posh areas. I'd say I live in like quite a, like I'd say I live in like a nice enough area. But yeah, where my parents live is quite rough. But yeah, you get used to it. That's how you end up looking like this. Fish says this is Merino. That's good to know. I've come to realize I don't like many teams from capital cities. Yeah, they got too many. I think naturally, kind of with capital cities, you get more fans because they're bigger, because there's more people in the capital cities, and therefore, if they've got more fans, they tend to be more vocal and a bit more annoying. Crossed by PSG here. Let's see if PSG can do anything. Goes short to Doué. Arsenal still see. I appreciate it's a cross, but like Arsenal just feel very defensive. Goes back out to Hakimi. Goes back out to Vitinha. João Neves, sorry, not Vitinha. Ooh, crossed in, header by Marquinhos, caught by Raya. Fish said Roadmen's IR. My friend named Ravi. I don't even know what that means, Fish. Pixel says PSG putting on great pressure. Yeah, 100%. PSG have been on top for the entirety of these 15 minutes, which is a bit of a surprise to a certain degree, because we can't forget Arsenal are at home. Arsenal have the home advantage. Arsenal didn't have to travel. Arsenal didn't have to sleep in a hotel. And Arsenal have also gone behind. So typically, if you go behind, especially in a cup competition, you'd expect, I don't know, a bit of fight back. But Arsenal haven't really shown much. I think the occasion is getting to them. I think the occasion could be getting to them. Jovan Schumann says, hi, can I get a shout out? You can. Shout out to Jovan. Or is it Hovan? Is it Hovan or Jovan? Or Jovan? But yeah, shout out to this guy. Popular club in Warsaw and Warwickshire. And they also are spelt quite similarly there, which I've never noticed before. Sonny says, is the London stereotype true? People are still getting stabbed by a kitchen knife or so. It does happen, but I think like typically it's not quite as bad as like the media and online will kind of help you, will have you believing, if you know what I mean. Like they'll say like London's like a no-go area. Like it really isn't. Like it's not that. It does happen, but it's not as bad as the online media would make you believe. Like you could walk down the street in London fine. You'll be perfectly fine. Harry's here, says hello, how are you? I'm good, Harry, not too bad, pretty tired, but I say that every time. How about you? Have you recovered from your trip back? Ooh, PSG countering again here. Dembele again. Dembele the snake, but he's not a snake for today. Goes to Kvaratskhelia. Oh my God, Kvaratskhelia, that's a penalty, surely. Surely that's a penalty. I went a bit too British there. That's a penalty, surely. That is... Is there VAR? Is there VAR or anything? Because Kvaratskhelia just kind of skipped past through two players and was brought down. I hope there's VAR. Harry says, all right, thanks. I've been injured in football. Ouch. What happened? Like bad tackle, something like that. But I hope you feel better soon, and I hope you recover soon. Getting an injury is never nice. But yeah, definitely hope you have a speedy recovery. Sunny asks, "Is Kvaradona playing?" He is, and that's kind of what I was crying about. So he just got into the box. He beat two players. Like he had two players around him, and he still managed to beat both of them. And then he fell over in the box, and it looked like a penalty to me. But the ref said no. They're showing it now. Oh, he didn't beat two players. He beat three players. He beat Saliba, Timber, and Saka were all on him at the exact same time, and somehow Kvaratskhelia gets past them. That's a foul. That's a foul to me. I'm a bit miffed that that's not a penalty. Oh, it's Mark Clattenburg. No wonder. They need to stop putting these rubbish British referees on these important games. And isn't that a bias? Is that not a bias because Clattenburg's English and Arsenal are English? Like, is that allowed? That should surely not be allowed. How did that get through? I swear that was Mark. When I'm annoyed, I go really high pitched. But I swear, yeah, it is Mark Clattenburg. Like Ty says, I will say the refs are against PSG and the FA are against us. I hope Arsenal get relegated. Yeah, there was a video today where he was saying that well, I think he got a question like name the it was put these four English clubs in order of biggest to smallest. So Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man United, and I think he put Arsenal above Liverpool. He said Arsenal are the biggest English club, bigger than Liverpool, bigger than Man United, which is pretty crazy. PSG building up again now. Arsenal looks shook, man. Like, I'm trying not to be too much of a hater and all that, but Timber fouls what's his name? Kvaradona again. Yeah, Kvaratskhelia is Kvaratskhelia is definitely getting the better of Timber here at the moment. Can someone check for me? Are AFTV doing a live and is Ty there? I have to see his reaction. I can check for you. They are. Ty's not there though. He's probably in the stadium, to be fair. He's probably in the stadium. Delwood says biggest butlers, 100%. 100% biggest butlers. Just kind of given how defensive they are at home. Like, you're at home. Like, if you're defensive now, you're not going to get the opportunity to be defensive in Paris. It's the fact that they're defensive at home and they're being defensive at home even when they've gone behind. It's just kind of pathetic, really. And whilst I'm hating, they've got a cross in. Ryan says, "Come on, PSG." literally everyone is supporting PSG today. It's pretty hilarious. Yeah. PSG doing well. I'm not sure how much you've seen of it, Ryan, but PSG scored early. Arsenal did their Arsenal thing of just trying to kind of sit back and soak in pressure and try and nick a goal early, but you can't do that against this kind of PSG attack. This PSG attack's amazing. So yeah, we are all Parisian today. Sunny says, so if two teams are from England and France, the referee must be from Spain or Holland. Is it really an English referee? I don't know about must be, but to me that would make sense. Because surely there's some form of bias, right? Because Mark Clattenburg is a referee, and even if he doesn't support Arsenal, there must be some element of bias for an English referee to referee like an English team in a European setting, right? Unless I'm crazy. Like if it was Real Madrid versus, I don't know, Inter Milan, then we shouldn't have a Spanish or Italian referee. That's kind of how I see it. Now, Arsenal are through here, but I know nothing's gonna happen. Now PSG are countering. Arsenal are rattled. Arsenal is rattled, and I love it. They are, yeah. They do look very rattled, and I think this is kind of showing. It's kind of showing their kind of inexperience, if you know what I mean. That they've kind of never been this far. They look a bit kind of amateurish, like they don't have the experience to kind of be here. Fish says, "Come on, you Club America." There's no Club America here, Fish. Ryan says PSG have been on fire. They have been on fire, and I think it's taken Arsenal by surprise a little bit. Like they look a bit shell shocked. They're coming back into the game a little bit now with a couple of kind of fouls and things, and they've got a free kick here. But let's see what they can do. As hurt as I was when Dembele left Barcelona, I'm his biggest fan today. Yeah, that seems to be a kind of a common theme. A lot of people kind of view Dembele as a snake, but for this game, he's we're supporting him 100%. Fish says, "Yo, why are you saying yo, Fish? I know you're here. Like, yo." Harry Balzac says, "Hello, Harry. How are you? How are you doing?" Sunny says, "What do you mean by the term bottlers? Didn't you lose to PSG too? How does this term come? Because by that logic, isn't Spurs the biggest bottlers?" Yeah. Being a bottler doesn't necessarily mean that you lose a game. It means you kind of repeatedly lose. So the reason why Arsenal are considered bottlers is because this season they finished second. Last season they finished second. And the season before that, they also kind of finished second. So you're kind of considered a bottler if there's a repeated pattern of you not getting over the line. Similarly with Spurs, who you also kind of mentioned, the reason why Spurs are considered bottlers is because they have a reputation of going ahead and then losing a game. So that's why Spurs are considered bottlers. Whereas Man United, for example, have lost multiple games this season, but they're not considered bottlers because it's not like they've gone ahead and then they've lost, if you know what I mean. So to bottle something, you have to come very close but then fail. But if you fail automatically, then you're not a bottler. So like Leicester are not bottlers, if that makes sense. It's Vintage from Slovenia. Who's that? Is that one of the players on the pitch? Vintage? Or is that one of the refs? I think Ryan's hit the nail on the head there. All that was needed. Ooh, they're through. PSG. Come on, PSG. Come on, Hakimi. Passes it to Jao Neves. Yeah, go out wide to Kvaratskhelia. Do you little dazzle. Okay. He got it onto his left foot, but it was saved by Raya. All that was needed for Arsenal was a decent striker, yeah. This is all that they've needed for years, but they have like an obsession with just buying defenders and defensive players. Whenever they have money, whenever they have budget, they always seem to spend it on defensive players. They always seem to spend it on defenders. They always seem to spend it on defensive midfielders. For whatever reason, they just don't. They don't invest the money in a striker. I don't quite understand what's going on there. My favorite player is Evan. Who's Evan? Who's Evan for West Ham? I don't remember that. Boris is here. I woke up to a message from Boris saying, "Is the Watchalong starting?" And I was like, Boris, that's in like 10 hours. He says, bro, Dembele is so underrated. Is that? Yeah, he is a goal machine, and I think especially this season he seems to have kind of come out of his shell. I don't know if it's a case of when sometimes the big stars leave, that then allows the other people to kind of step up. I think that's kind of what that's kind of what could have happened, to be honest. Because when Messi was there, Mbappe was there, Neymar was there, he always felt like an afterthought. But now that they've gone, he seems to have kind of stepped up. So yeah, it's good to see for him. He was properly kind of considered the wonder kid back when he was at Dortmund. Didn't quite work out for him at Barcelona, but yeah, he's on fire this season, I'd say. Sunny says, see, the amount of therapy and health clinic expenses does come around, but unfortunately not for us. I still hate you. Snake Dembele. Yeah. Would you say you hate him long term, but you can just support him for these remaining 30 odd minutes? Yeah. So Ryan saying there, but all the injuries, if only Saka was fit, that's basically Arsenal's main excuse. Well, that's their excuse, but like, even when Saka was fit, Liverpool was still 9 points ahead. Like, Liverpool was still 9 points ahead of you when Saka was fit. That's the first point. Second point, Saka was fit all of last season, you still finished second. The third point, Saka was fit all of 2 seasons ago, you still finished second. And like, moreover, like, Saka gets like 10 goals a season. He's not like Salah. So like, it's a complete non-argument. The ref is vintage. He's not from UK. Interesting. Where did I get Mark? I swear I saw Mark Clattenburg. Yeah, you're right. Slavko vintage. What must have happened then? Mark Clattenburg must be on commentary, and they must have just showed his name. But that makes sense now, because I was thinking, why is Mark Clattenburg refereeing an English game? But yeah, Slavko Vinčić. Yeah, thank you, Derwood, for the correction there. Yeah. And video assistant referee is Alan Borosak. So yeah, we're good. There's no injustice. Kalanoglu is underrated, really, says Ere. Yeah, I've heard quite a few people say that. Seems to be a pretty good player for definite. Last good striker was TT, as in a Thierry Henry for Arsenal. Probably was, Who have they had since then? Gabriel Jesus. But like, Henry was like 20 years ago. They must have had someone since. They had like Lacazette and Aubameyang. I guess Aubameyang was decent. But yeah, last good striker, as you said there, Ryan. 100% Henry. Evan Ferguson, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good. Pixel says, do you have Discord? Not yet. I'll try and sort it. I'll try and sort it when I come back. Dembele's through. Dembele versus Saliba. France versus France here. Who's gonna win? Falls to Doué. Intelligent play. Ooh, come on, score! Oh my God, they hit the post. They hit the inside of the post. And Raya's like, yeah, but it's like, what? Why are you doing? Yeah, like, you didn't save it. The ball hit the inside of the post. Like, why are you gassing yourself up? You know what I mean? Oh, and the player was offside, to be fair. Was it Ruiz? Yeah, Fabian Ruiz. Ere says, bro, yesterday I watched Galatasaray game. What a lineup. Davinson, Sanchez, Lamina from Wolves, Osimhen, Morata. This is insane, bro. Galatasaray are getting a bit of a scary team, to be honest. I remember when we were chatting the other day, and I was like, yeah, you've got Osimhen, and you were like, we do, but Osimhen's not even our best striker. So yeah, getting getting a pretty dangerous team. Boris says, I can't even count how many times Arsenal bottled the Premier League. It's too many times to count. It is too many times to count. The easy way to remember it is it's at the very least it's the past 3 years. So it's second this year. I mean, they might not even get second this year. But second this year, second last year, second the year before. But you're right, there's other years before that where they've also kind of bottled it. At least the Donnarumma will get good catching practice, yeah, and good standing practice as well from kind of standing in the place, standing in the spot most of the game. Say these back players from Uzbekistan. That's a good point there, Pixel. I had a feeling I was kind of semi-forgetting someone. But yeah, Alexis Sanchez was quite good for them, I'd say. Didn't quite work out for him when he went to Man United. But yeah, at Arsenal, Sanchez was very good, yeah. Again, not quite Thierry Henry level, perhaps just one level below. But the others are like multiple levels below. Sunny says, hell yeah, as much as I hate Dembele, I don't hate PSG that much, even though people kept saying oil money or something. So yeah, go Snake, go. Yeah, we're supporting the Snake today. 100%. Yeah, I agree with you there, Pixel. He wasn't Henri level, but he's perhaps one step down. But I think these guys like Gabriel Jesus and so forth, they're multiple layers down. Yeah, Wenger's at the game, I saw him. He weirdly, in some ways, looks a bit younger now than he did back in the day. Probably less stress. Saliba is a monster, yeah. I know he's made a few mistakes recently, but like, I wouldn't let like a few mistakes kind of change his body of work of the past few years. He is linked with Madrid in the summer, so let's see what happens there as well. But yeah, good defender. And Gabriel's quite good as well. Sonny says, and let's not forget, even TT had to leave Arsenal to win a Champions League, and that shows the legacy of Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal fans don't like it when we say that. When we point out that, like, Henry lost the final to Barcelona, and then went and joined them, and then won the Champions League. They don't like it when we point that out. Fish says, I want to see your profile picture. I mean, if I have one, you can see it, but like, I mean, it'll probably look the same. It'll probably look the same as me here. Gautam Gambhir says, hello. Oh, right. Hello, I think. Hi. Hope you're good. Eray says, I love you, bro. I followed. Have a nice day. Appreciate that. Hope you have a nice day as well. Take care. Fish is on his second bottle of wine by the looks of it. Who's the John? Who's the John that you're supporting here? Going through the team sheet, I don't see a John. Are you on your second bottle of wine? A little bit, is that salty or stale? In the league, I remember Chelsea was in the title race in second place, but I don't even know now. All right, so yeah, earlier in the season, Chelsea were doing very, very well, but yeah, Arsenal are in second place now, but second place is not guaranteed. City could finish second, Newcastle could finish second, Forest could finish second. Second's not guaranteed for Arsenal. Lewis Skelly with a dive there. Gives Arsenal a free kick about 25 yards out, 26 yards out. It's on the left-hand side, aka the goalkeeper's right-hand side. So looks like Odegaard's going to whip a cross in. Man, I swear, when I was a kid, I used to think Arsenal was named after Arsene Wenger. Thought he was a legendary player for them. He's a legendary manager, though. Yeah. It was a bit of a coincidence. Arsene Wenger manages Arsenal. Yeah, an easy mistake to make, I'd say. Ooh, Arsenal are through here. They do a cutback. Amazing tackle by João Neves. That better not be an effing penalty, though. That better not be a penalty. Arsenal fans look dejected on the sideline, so hopefully not. Arsenal did, you know, the cutback when. So it's cut back by Kivior. That's an amazing tackle. That's one of the best tackles I've ever seen by João Neves there. That's absolutely not a penalty. Marina thought he had a tap in about 5 centimeters away from goal. João Neves came in from behind but got the ball. Amazing tackle. Boris says, is it me? Cole Palmer's talked about the most, but now he's quiet for Chelsea. I don't know what happened to him. His great season. Yeah, no, you are right. And I was thinking about this today when I was going to the supermarket. This is a very true story. I was thinking, yeah, like Cole Palmer last season and earlier in the season, had a lot of kind of hype around him. Had a lot of good performances, but lately hasn't been doing so well, and has kind of been linked with the move away. I would not mind him at Liverpool. I still think he's fantastic, but yeah, I think his form just kind of fell off a bit. Which again, these things happen, and what I quite like about Chelsea, in a way that suits us, is once a player's form kind of drops off, they'll be like, yeah, we don't want to play with you anymore. We don't want you anymore. Like, oh, Kevin De Bruyne, your form has dropped off. You can go to Wolfsburg. Oh, Salah, your form has dropped off. We'll get a new toy now. So I hope they do that with Palmer, and I hope we can get him. I think he's a very good player, and he's English as well, so he helps the quota. Fish says Kivior is my daughter. That's good to know, Fish. A Pixel says a tier 1 journalist is claiming Liverpool are in talks to re-sign Diaz. I saw that today. They've been going over like Diaz's stats for the season. Arsenal had a chance there, but of course nothing happens because it's Arsenal. His stats for the season are like very, very good. And they were also kind of comparing Diaz to other left wingers in the league, and they were like, look, Diaz is kind of ahead of all of them. So we all know that he's got 2 years left on a deal. So I think given kind of how he's performed, if we can kind of get him on a good deal, let's do it. Let's 100% do it. Pixel says, if Diaz signs, I might need to get a Diaz kit. I might need to get one as well then. if you get one, then I'll get one as well. Yeah, Diaz number 7. Sunny says, a Cole Palmer is cold though. I wish that his form comes around. I wish so too. He was definitely a joy, definitely a kind of joy to watch, I'd say. Even in the Euros final, Phil Foden did nothing. Cole Palmer came on and got a goal. Boris says Arsene Wenger, Arsenal winger. Yeah, I remember that. That's how, like when he joined Arsenal, like I was quite young, and that's how I used to remember his name. Ryan says, I still like Palmer. The media put too much pressure on the young lad. Yeah, I guess you're right. Especially if you're English, I guess they'll put kind of additional kind of pressure on you because of the international tournaments and all that. But I think the trouble is when you're an English player and you show a bit of potential, they'll instantly hype you up to be the next big thing. And then if your form drops off, which is natural because you're only a human being, when your form drops off, then they'll say you're rubbish. So it is quite tough, I think, being an English player. Durwood says, I think Palmer is too cocky for Liverpool. Do you think? He does seem a bit cocky on the pitch, I think. But in interviews and things, I've never got a cocky vibe. I've just got a pretty like gormless vibe. Like if he wasn't a footballer, he'd be, I don't know, sweeping the road or something, kind of vibe. Maybe perhaps I need to kind of look into it a bit more. But yeah, he does seem cocky on the pitch. I don't like his cold celebration. That's just cringe. I don't like that. I don't like that. But like in interviews and things, he just seems pretty nice but dim. Is how I describe him. To be fair, when everyone leaves Chelsea, they seem to get better. Yeah. And Man United, and Durwood's beat me to it. But yeah, I was literally thinking the same thing. When everyone leaves Chelsea, they get better. And Man United as well. Yeah. So that to me just says kind of toxic environments. Toxic environments where you're not really empowered to do your best. Tino Livramento is my daughter's favourite. He's a good player. I like Tino Livramento. Boris says, the guy that said Kivio is my daughter made me laugh and was so expected. Yeah, that's Fish. Fish comes out with the funniest random things. Yeah, I always read them out. I'm pretty sure 90% of the people are thinking, what the hell? But it's okay. It's all good. It makes us laugh. Sonny says, heck, even Arsene Wenger, even his terrible ending and Unai Emery are more reliable than Arteta. If for the love of God they use the Champions League, what excuse will the Arsenal fans give to keep him from another season? I hope there is another excuse, because I don't think he's good enough as a coach. So I hope there is another excuse, because if there's another excuse, they'll give him another 200 million and he'll spunk that 200 million on more defenders. And then again, you know what I mean? If they keep him and they make excuses to keep him, they're only going to hold themselves back. They're in denial. You know how like Man United were kind of in denial about Ten Hag, and they just kept giving him more and more money. And then eventually they had to sack him. We can see that they're going through something quite similar, but they don't see that. Grasshopper Plus says, Cavs won by 55, however. I don't know what that is. Is that some sort of... Is that American football, baseball, something like that? We're watching the other kind of football, aka soccer. I don't know what La Scula means, Fish. Sunny says, let's be honest, if you're English or Brazilian, your transfer value gets skyrocketed by the amount of hype. Just imagine if Salah was Brazilian or English. Yeah, I think that's perhaps why Salah isn't really associated with the individual awards like the kind of Ballon d'Or. I just naturally think you don't get that media hype unless you're English or you're Brazilian or potentially kind of from La Liga. But yeah, if Anthony Gordon was, Arsenal are through here, don't let him score, and thankfully Martinelli can't finish. Martinelli was through one-on-one with Donnarumma. One-on-one with Donnarumma, takes a shot, and Donnarumma saves it. Martinelli might just have been offside, but even then, Martinelli's an example, because Martinelli's Brazilian, right? If Martinelli got half of what kind of Salah did, we'd never hear the end of it. Man United, Ryan says, Man United problem, fans think it's the 90s and early 2000s. Yeah. That's part of their bigger problem, and they still seem to think that they're one or two signings away from winning the league. Like, I don't know if you ever watch, like on YouTube, they do their like pre-season predictions and things, and after they've bought like some shit striker and after they've bought some rubbish midfielder, they'll say, yeah, we're gonna win the league this season. I was like, no, you're not. No, you are not going to. No, you are not going to win the league this season. It's truly, it's truly bizarre. But yeah, they need to perhaps realize that it's not the 90s anymore. That they are a significant distance away from everyone else. Pixel says, WTF, Fish has a daughter, apparently, and apparently her favourite player is Tino Livramento. News to me. We are learning more about fish every single day. Boris says a fish to Jestes Polak. I agree with that. I wonder if she blubs like him. Yeah, I wonder if she blubs like him as well. And I don't know yet if it's I don't know yet if it's a good thing or a bad thing. If PSG win the Champions League, I will scream to the top of my lungs. But Inter is a strong team, attacking midfield and defense. Yeah. So what we got? Inter, Barcelona, PSG, Arsenal. For me, provided Arsenal don't win it, I'm happy. I'm relatively content. Interesting. So Durwood's clarified there. Cavs are my hometown basketball team. Nice. So when I said baseball or American football, I was wrong on both counts. Basketball would probably be the third one that I'd guess, but yeah. Salah was Brazilian, 3 Ballon d'Ors. If Salah was English, 10 Ballon d'Ors. Man, what about Barcelona? They are too strong, mate. They are very strong. They are very strong in the attacking positions. I think the only perhaps slight reservation about Barcelona would be the defensive side. They can definitely outscore other teams, but so they can definitely score 5. The only downside is they'll also concede about 5. Tino Livramento face, is that so you're saying that, but I don't recall Tino Livramento being on your top 10 hottest players list, so you might need to revise that list. Kush is asking, have you ever heard of something? I don't know if that's like one of those names that actually says something. I'm just gonna Google it. It don't look like a real name. I don't get it. Like, that's not a real name, but I'm trying to see. Oh, I get it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good now. I get it now. I was like, what? But yeah, I get it now. It just took me a while to understand that. Sunny, fair point, but no argument. Yeah, all good. Yeah, when Arsenal lose today, they will blame it on Liverpool winning the league. They will. Because as we know, Durwood, with Arsenal, they never take responsibility for anything. It's always the referee's fault, or it's Liverpool's fault, or, the alignment of the stars wasn't quite right. The moon was out of orbit. But if the moon was in orbit, Arsenal would have won the league. They never take ownership for their own bad play. They never take ownership for their own bad tactics. They never take ownership for their own bad signings. Utterly bizarre. And again, it's not every single Arsenal fan, but there seems to be a vocal minority who I find a bit peculiar, should we say. Barcelona in the finals is my prediction. Barcelona PSG. Oh, that would be an amazing final. That would be an amazing final, wouldn't it? Two of the best attacks in the world. Yeah. I would absolutely love that, and I'm sure everyone would. Sunny says, who is in your Mount Rushmore for Liverpool? I can only really put people I've seen. I mean, I was around when Ian Rush was playing, but I was a baby, so I perhaps wouldn't really have remembered him. In terms of who I've seen, number 1 would be Gerrard. Number 2 would be Salah. Number 3 would be Suarez. I did feel like Suarez was perhaps a more effective player than Salah. Shock horror. But Suarez didn't do it for long enough. And yeah, 4 would perhaps be Van Dijk. Durwood agrees with Ryan about the final there. Nice. Google Ipswich versus Newcastle and look at Tino's face. Why did he look Did he look kind of particularly kind of ravishing there? Maybe. I will Google him. I'm just gonna get a drink. I'm just gonna get a drink because it's half time. I'll be back in. I'll be back in 1 minute. I get very dry mouth from talking for 45 minutes. But yeah, just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. You can stare at this beautiful screen of my face. That's a joke. It's not a beautiful screen. I just need to clarify that. But yeah, I'm just getting a drink. Give me a second. Back with water and not whatever fish is drinking. Pixel says wrongins. Did somebody say something wrong? I might have missed it. Boris says, do you remember Igor Biscan? He's really unknown and underrated by many people. Great player. Yeah, 100% remember Igor Biscan. Number 25. Defensive midfielder. Also occasionally played in defence as a defender. Scored very good header for Liverpool. I think we Googled him the other day because he came up the other day. I think he's the manager of a team in Saudi at the moment as well. And he's looking pretty good. Like, he's you know what I mean? He looks a bit older, but yeah, it looks pretty good for his age. Trent could have been on there on the Mount Rushmore. Maybe could have been on there if he stayed. Perhaps could have been on there if he stayed. But yeah, I think kind of given that it looks like he's gonna go. Yeah, he unfortunately won't be on any Liverpool lists, or at the very least, he won't be on any positive Liverpool lists. Yeah, well, that's what you give up, I guess, if you leave on a free. Sunny says, let's not forget it's been raining, which is true from the amount of tears from their fans for their constant failures. Yeah, we mustn't forget that it's been raining, and then the the pushback to that was it's raining for both teams. Yeah, it's they are a peculiar bunch. They are a peculiar bunch. Ryan says, I loved Xabi Alonso at Liverpool. Yeah, Alonso was very good. I also remember the day Alonso was signed. I think it was like 10.5 million, and he signed with Luis Garcia, and he had like Benitez in the middle, and they were holding up the scarves. And yeah, Alonso looked very good. The only perhaps downside, I don't want to say downside, but the only perhaps downside is he wasn't at Liverpool for long. Obviously, he went to Real Madrid, and then he went to Bayern. But our management structure was a complete mess around then. We kind of forced Alonso out. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but we kind of forced Alonso out because Benitez really wanted Gareth Barry for some reason, and then Alonso got forced out. But yeah, very good player, one of the best midfielders we've had ever. Scored from his own half at least twice. So, what more? What more could you want? Fish says, are you Googling it? No, I actually remember that stuff. But I don't know if that's even worse. I don't know if randomly remembering obscure football facts and shirt numbers is worse than Googling it. You know what I mean? Dawood says, is your water bottle better? Not taste like lemon soap anymore. It is a lot better now. It's fine now. The thing is, I rinsed it out the other day. I rinsed it out 5 times and it still tasted the lemon soap. And then what I realized is, like the lemon soap was in the lid. Like the lemon soap was on here, which is why I don't know. Which is why when I rinsed this out 500 times, it didn't make a difference. But then when I rinsed out the lid, now it's fine. Now it's great. Yeah, I quite like this. It keeps water cold even when it's hot, which is magic. Yeah, it was a huge mistake. Yeah, the Gareth Barry and Alonso stuff. Yeah, it was weird. Was Barry at Aston Villa then, or was that before he went to Aston Villa? I think it might have been before he went to Aston Villa. But yeah, like this literal world class. I think he might have been at Aston Villa. But yeah, this kind of world class defensive midfielder we were trying to ship out to get somebody in who was not as good. Alonso went on to win pretty much everything, and Gareth Barry, I think he went to Man City, but even then didn't have the career that Alonso had. Pixel says, I hate Benitez. Wow, I hate Benitez. Any particular reason? I don't mind Benitez. I have a bit of a soft spot for him. But I hate Benitez. I'd be interested to know why. Like, what was it? Something in particular, or was it like he did make a few kind of baffling decisions here and there, but he did go to Everton, I guess, which is not nice. It's not great when you go to Everton, but I feel like when he was there, he was deliberately sabotaging them. So, yeah, be interested to know that. Yeah, 100% Boris. I remember when Xabi Alonso took that penalty and rebounded it score in the miracle comeback in 2005 against AC Milan. Yeah, I remember that clearly. I probably watch it like every not the whole match, but just the goals like a few times a year. I don't know if you watched it at the time, but like everyone's kind of heart just stopped when the penalty got saved, and then yeah, even the rebound, he scored it into kind of the roof of the net. Like it went into the roof of the net. So it was a scary time. I just realized I haven't stopped the timer. They're coming back out for the second half, and I was like, oh, I should start the timer, and then I realized I haven't stopped it. But it's okay. So it looks like they might I'll just adjust the timer once they've started. I think he's overrated. I guess so. I guess to a certain degree, he did. To a certain degree, yeah. He did go to Real Madrid. I don't think he did kind of too well at Real Madrid, but equally he has been at kind of the Evertons and Newcastles. I think he's a decent manager, and I think he's very representative of his time. I don't think his management style necessarily works in the modern day, which is perhaps why his career kind of peaked 20 years ago. Arsenal just kicked off. I'll just set this timer back up. Arsenal player on the floor. They're already diving. There's honestly nothing in that. João Neves and João Neves and Marino both jump for the ball, and Marino's holding his head like before he's fallen down. So you're kind of faking it, in my eyes. Better trio: Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, or Cruz, Modric, Casemiro. Ooh, tough. I'd probably go for the Barcelona trio, but yeah, both very good trios. And he falls out with players. Yeah, that's perhaps kind of what I was saying earlier. And I definitely agree with you. I think his management style is perhaps more kind of authoritarian, whereas that perhaps doesn't work modern day anymore, which is probably why back in the day he managed the Liverpool and the Real Madrids, and now it's kind of, I don't want to say lesser clubs, but smaller clubs. That's probably worse. Free kick to Arsenal. They ain't going to do nothing with it. Fuck me, they just scored. Oh, God. And it was Marino. Their star striker. I need to stop saying F me, they ain't going to do nothing with it, because eventually it catches up in moments like this. Let's see again. Bizarre setup. He's offside! It's like all the Arsenal players were deliberately offside, and then as Odegaard was running up to take the penalty, they all came into an offside position. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but I'll update the score anyway. Oh, there's a VAR check though. I need to hold on because I swear it looked kind of slightly it looked slightly offside to me, but yeah, let's see. Delwood says, I put the rocks in my plants and so far so good. Fingers crossed. Between those and the new bug eating plants, I haven't seen any. Oh, nice. Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear. I haven't had any kind of, because they're fungus gnats, aren't they? Fungus gnats, I think that's what they're called. But yeah, since I've put the rocks down, the rocks like seem to eliminate 80% of them, and then the yellow sticky pads, which I know you said were disgusting, they eliminated the remainder. But yeah, I might look into those plants that you mentioned. But yeah, those little flies, they're annoying. We need to kind of catch them early, because like as soon as they start appearing, then they go everywhere. So yeah, it's good to hear that situation's going well. VAR check is still happening. Plus, I credit 2005 to Stevie much more than Rafa. Yeah, that is that. I was going to say that was the Gerrard final, but to be honest, the FA Cup in 2006 was perhaps the Gerrard final. But yeah, I definitely credit Gerrard for that a lot more. He kind of pushed the team along kind of all on his own. Xabi Alonso is technically a João Felix. He's been all around the world, both of them. As in João Felix, a Portuguese player, or am I missing something? Let me know. 45 minutes to go, yeah. VAR check though. Please do this. Please do that. What's happening? He's offside. He is offside. That's what we said. He's ever so slightly offside. So disallow the goal then. Because we did say he looks slightly offside. Are they disallowing it? Ah! They've disallowed it. They've disallowed it. We don't need to change the score. Cry more, Arsenal. Prosto. I don't know what that means, so I probably shouldn't show it in case it's something offensive. The Barcelona trio is the greatest, yes. Why would you compare Xabi with Felix? Yeah. Do you mean like João Felix as in the striker that plays for Atletico Madrid and Chelsea, or a different one? Ah, yeah, you're right about that, Ryan. VAR robbed us, but like when we saw the goal, we did kind of say it looks ever so slightly offside, and then they drew the lines and they had the computer generated people, and he was genuinely just offside. No, Sonny, I mean in transfer history. Oh, you mean in terms of kind of clubs that they've gone to? Perhaps that sort of thing? Maybe? As in that Xabi has been to so many leagues. Okay. So he's got experience of playing in multiple countries. Yeah. Experience of playing in Germany, experience of playing in England, experience of playing in Spain, and so forth. Yeah. Sonny says God is still with us. Come on, PSG. It looks like it. Thought God had forsaken us just after Easter, but thankfully with the goal being disallowed, things are good again. Defts is here saying, "Hope you well, mate. Hope you're good. Hope you're doing well as well. Hope you had a nice Easter." Throw into PSG. What I'm hoping is that disallowed goal will just kind of sink their motivation, because there's perhaps nothing more annoying and perhaps nothing more frustrating than thinking you've got a way back into the game for life just to snatch it back off you. Throw into PSG. Come on, PSG, get one more goal. If PSG get one more goal, is it safe to say they're through? What I find quite amusing as well is Arsenal's disallowed goal was off a set piece. So it will start the whole, Arsenal only score from set pieces thing. Throw in taken. PSG perhaps need to calm down a tad. Need to perhaps calm down a tad. I mean, they're playing very attacking, which I appreciate, but I also also need Paris to win this. Come on, Doué. Oh my God, Doué's beating half the team, but Declan Rice gets the tackle in. But they get the ball back. Oh, poor pass by João Neves. Sonny said, "Wallah, PP, let's go." 100%. We are Parisian today. I have to see the AFTV stream later just for that disallowed goal reaction. Yeah, I will be watching that later. There's a channel called like AFTV clips, which is like the clips of just the goals and things. Yeah, I watch that. I sometimes comment on there, just taking the piss out of them. People seem to like my comments, like they get like loads of likes, and then then the next day I wake up and there's tons of angry Arsenal fans commentating on it. Yeah. I think the last thing I wrote was, what did I say? They were complaining about Liverpool, and I said, look, what did I say? I said something like, look, being totally honest. No. I said Liverpool won with 15 points, but if you guys had Saka, Liverpool would still win with 15 points. I said something like that. Then I get loads of angry Arsenal fans coming back at me. I kind of deserve it, to be honest. Let's be real. Hakimi. Caught by Ryan. Boris says, nah, the only thing which terrifies me is the Gerrard slip. Imagine if Liverpool did that against Tottenham, but would it still matter as Arsenal would still bottle it? Yeah. Yeah, I think even if, I don't know, McAllister slipped against Tottenham, given that we beat them 5-1, like a slip at worst, what makes you concede one goal? So they would have won 5-2. Trossard is through. Good shot, but again saved by Donnarumma. Donnarumma, being like 8 foot tall, has very good reach. So Hakimi, where's Hakimi? There's nobody on the right side. So Trossard breaks down the left, gets a nice 1-on-1. But yeah, good save. Good save by Donnarumma. Sonny says, oh my God, you clicked a core memory of mine, the famous Gerrard slip who missed his only chance at the Premier League. Yeah, like I think that's kind of hyped up. Like for me, why we didn't win the Premier League that season is because Jordan Henderson got injured. And again, we're saying the same thing that Arsenal fans do. But like Henderson was kind of more integral to that team. That for me was when Gerrard was kind of not on the way down, but a lot older and perhaps wasn't as integral to the team. But of course, it makes more headlines just to say, yeah, Gerrard's kind of slipped. But to be fair, since Gerrard's slip, we won the Premier League twice. Since Gerrard's slip, Man United won the Premier League 0 times. Since Gerrard's slip, Arsenal won the Premier League 0 times. Since Gerrard's slip, we won the Champions League 1 time. Man United 0, Arsenal 0. So they can say Gerrard slipped, but we're like, who cares? Since then, we've won 3 major trophies and you've done nothing. Disan Nuts says, do you think Tottenham will win the Europa League? It's possible. I think the four that are left are Man United, Bilbao, Tottenham, and Bodo Glimt. So Spurs are against Bodo Glimt. I expect Spurs to get through to there. So I think Spurs will definitely get to the final. Do I think they will win it? Probably not. I think you're very good going forward, but with Ange doesn't know how to defend. He's got kind of one way of playing, which is chuck every player up the pitch, which I appreciate because it's very entertaining to watch. But I think Spurs leak too many goals. But if given the chance between Spurs and Man United, yeah, I'd rather Spurs win it. Because we don't want Man United to win anything. But I think it might be Bilbao. Arteta's jumping up and down. Sit down. Why is he jumping up and down? God, he's just so annoying. I think like Arteta and Alonso are from like similar areas. And like Alonso is just like so classy in the way he acts. And he's just so loved by everyone. Whereas Arteta is just annoying as hell. How does that happen? Donnarumma is a solid keeper. Very doesn't really have any kind of weaknesses, and has physical gifts as well. Given he's 8 foot tall, so he can kind of reach a ball from anywhere. That's it, Ryan. If Hendo wasn't injured, easy win for Liverpool. He was class that season. That was one of Jordan Henderson's best seasons. And I remember when Henderson got injured, I remember thinking, oh God, we might find it tough now. But naturally, that doesn't get as much attention. It's more, yeah, Gerrard slipped, blah, blah, blah. But again, the people that say that stuff is Man United fans and Arsenal fans. And it's like, okay, Gerrard slipped. But we're Liverpool fans. We're not Gerrard fans. We're not his mom. Like, I'm not his boyfriend. You know what I mean? Since then, Liverpool won a Champions League, won a Premier League, and won another Premier League 2 days ago. So, like... That's kind of the way I see it. Like, we're not Gerrard fans, we're Liverpool fans. Like, if Gerrard slipped and then Liverpool won nothing for 10 years, then yeah, it's more of a funny thing that they can make fun of. But like, it's been rectified multiple times. Oh God, was that Arteta with the spit the other day? Was I've kind of like mentally blocked it out, but I remember there was somebody with like a bit of spit hanging, and we were making fun of it. Was it Arteta? I thought it was someone else, but I can't remember. As long as he doesn't get that spit going and playing with it, he could, oh God, yeah. He was like swirling it around, and what are you doing? Yeah, that was pretty nasty, wasn't it? Plus, Gerrard could have slipped 100 times, and he's still the goat of Liverpool. He is certainly the goat in my lifetime. And even from a playing perspective, he's won a major trophy, which is the Champions League. I don't see Bruno Fernandes with the Champions League. I don't see any Arsenal players with the Champions League. Um, it's silly, really. That was it. Yeah, I think it was Pep. I think it was Pep. I think it was Pep. Yeah, he was like there was like a ball of spit, and he was doing like maneuvers with it. I mean, I would say it was impressive if it wasn't so disgusting. Yeah, I think it was Pep. Yeah, that was it. Oh, he likes to do it as well. That's not nice. Maybe he got it from Pep, because I think he used to be Pep's assistant back in the day. Perhaps that's where he developed the spit thermodynamics from. Where was Arteta before? Wasn't he just an assistant for Pep Guardiola? What has he done to get such a long contract for a self-proclaimed by the fans best club in England, terrible manager in my opinion? Yes, that is a talking point. So he was an assistant. Kvaratskhelia is through here. Kvaratskhelia is fouled. That one perhaps was not a penalty. Yeah. Um, that is a point of contention there. That he was an assistant and then he became Arsenal's manager. So a big point of contention with respect to Arsenal fans and other fans is this guy doesn't have a body of work. He doesn't have a resume. He doesn't have a hit. Oh God! Oh, PSG were almost through there. They just missed out. They literally hired an assistant and then gave him £1 billion. And then they're shocked that they don't win anything. They did win an FA Cup, but he won an FA Cup with Emery's players, with the Aubameyang, who he got rid of, with Lacazette, who he got rid of. Um, so yeah, that's kind of one of the points that was thrown around a lot, but it does have merit to it. This is his first manager job, and they've given him close to £1 billion. Let's see what he can do here. So Lewis Skelly to Odegaard. At right, Saka. Saka's been quiet. Saka to Odegaard. Arsenal ain't gonna score because it's not a free kick or a corner. Yeah, exactly. They mess it up. Goes to Vitinha. Come on, PSG. Counter. Now's your opportunity. Pass it to Dembele. Why are you taking so long? Finally passes it. 2 seconds too late. That pass should have come a lot sooner. But it is what it is. Us Parisians today cannot complain too much. Saka's been quiet. I thought Saka was, the secret weapon. The secret weapon that made them lose the league. He ain't done nothing this game. Saka is not stepping up to the plate. So far, at least. Does he have the mental strength for these type of games? Ryan says, I feel bad for Saka. To be honest, honestly, I do. I'm just being a hater. I'm just hating on him because he plays for Arsenal. But realistically, yeah, I probably feel a bit bad for him because he seems like quite a humble person. Like, doesn't have an ego. He's not particularly flashy or extravagant. But yeah, since he plays for Arsenal, I'm gonna hate on him. But I don't really mean it. But there is perhaps some truth in it. I like he rarely seems to kind of show up for the big games. Sonny says what Xavi did more for us than Arteta ever could. Remember that when Xavi was manager, we had multiple money issues, which we still have. But rather have Xavi than Arteta. But now we got Hansi. Yeah. I think also Xavi wasn't given as much time. He wasn't given as much time as Arteta's been given. I think Arteta's been there for maybe like 5 years now. Yeah, but yeah, the manager that you've got now, he's leagues ahead of both of them. Let's be honest. From a resume perspective and from a style of play perspective. Saka back to Odegaard. Marino. Good defending by Kvaratskhelia. Durwood says Saka knows it's over. Saka knows it's over. 1 hour into the first game. I hope so. He's like, it's done. They've scored 1 goal. It's that's it for us. He is playing a bit like that, to be honest. Lewis Skelly, bit central here. He's in a lot. Don't give him that much space though. Close him down. Again, Saka gets the ball, passes it straight to the PSG player. The collective hating is working. We're sending him bad vibes. Sending Saka bad vibes. And it's working. Sending him evil vibes. Fall over Bukayo. Imagine that happened. Saka be like Arsenal and now in their final form, bottling time. Well, if they are, there's a club north of Arsenal who wouldn't mind having you, Bukayo. And if you went to that club, you might win something. Ryan says, I wouldn't mind Saka at Liverpool. Put him on the right, have Salah in the middle. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Saka at Liverpool. Yeah, I think it's a very, very good player. A very effective player. A very versatile player. There were rumours, again, like 5-6 years ago that we might get him. But I think now with the wages that he's on, probably won't happen. But yeah, I think you're speaking more just generally. But yeah. Generally, yeah, wouldn't mind Saka. He can play backup to Conor Bradley. But it is another option putting Salah in the middle. I wonder if Salah will move into the middle if as he gets older. He seems to have. I know he's not as quick as he was when he was younger, but he seems to have adapted his game to still play effectively on the wing, even though he's not as quick. But I wonder if and when age eventually does catch up with him, will he move more centrally, perhaps to a striker position, perhaps a number 10 position? He does play more centrally for Egypt sometimes, so yeah, it could be interesting to see. Sonny says Salah's not a 9 and doesn't play false 9. Yeah, I'm thinking more when he gets older, maybe. So sometimes when players get older, they kind of move centrally as they get slower. I'm just trying to think. Could that be an option? But I do like Salah out wide at the moment because he can do his that cross he does with the outside of the foot, and then he curves perfectly in. I think we lose we lose certain aspects of his skill set if we were to move him in the middle, but maybe we gain other aspects. You know what I mean? You could certainly say he's the best finisher, so let's put the best finisher in the middle and see what happens. Barcola's coming on here. Barcola is a player that a lot of people hype up. I've never quite seen the fuss about Barcola. A lot of people want Barcola for Liverpool. I've never seen the fuss. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does. I hope he does fantastic here, especially given the opposition. Arsenal are bringing on Ben White. This is literally the problem. Why are you bringing on a defender? Why are you bringing on a defender when you're down at home? Like who else do they have on the bench? Okay, to be fair, Timber's coming off. I don't know if he's injured or something, but even then, why are you bringing on a defender? And again, that's the problem. Timber and Ben White, £100 million worth of right back. Why do you need two expensive right backs? Buy one right back, one striker. At 32, I see him coming more central soon. Yeah, I think it will happen. I think it will happen eventually. It'll be interesting to see if it happens this season. Next season. Perhaps not immediately, because I think he's had the best season of his life, so they perhaps wouldn't change it. But maybe the season after. Could be a good option. Drizzle says Liverpool champions indeed. Now we just need to hope that Arsenal are not champions of Europe. Elliot says, remember me? Yes, Elliot, who was in a car on Sunday, I believe. Maybe I remember too many details. Let's see what Arsenal can do here. Hopefully nothing. Declan Rice ain't gonna do shit. Goes to Martinelli. Arsenal's attack just looks like so... I don't know if flaccid is the right word, but it's like... That was a good pass, to be fair, by Odegaard. But I hope they mess it up. Even PSG's defensive shape is very good, and then Arsenal have to go long, and then Donnarumma easily catches it because he's 10'6". Yeah, 100%. Dembele off a bit early. Yeah, I thought he was playing well. He got the goal. He looked dangerous. Whenever he had the ball. That's definitely a bit of a shame, I would say. I don't know if there's an injury or something, but looks like Doué has gone central now. Barcola's on the right, Kvaratskhelia on the left. Elliot says, hopefully PSG take it at home. Yeah, literally everyone here on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, everyone wants PSG to win this. Oh my God, this is PSG just took a shot from their own half, but it went wide. Yeah, nobody seems to kind of like Arsenal here. Everyone's Parisian for the day. Oui. Bonjour. So yeah. We just want to see Arsenal fans tone down the arrogance slightly. How tall is Salah? Will he be an aerial assassin and target man like, for example, CR7? Probably not. I think he's like 5'9". You want me to check there for you? Yeah, he's 5'9". So perhaps not an aerial assassin, but I still think he can play very well centrally. Still a very good passer. Can still very good assister. Still a very good shot on him. Perhaps won't head the ball like Ronaldo, but I do think as he gets older, we might move him centrally. Saka's through, but he ain't going to do nothing. I know they scored the last time I said that, and I said I'm going to stop doing that. Ooh, and Saka just gets muscled off the ball. That's it, Bukayo. Get back up. We got Van Dijk and Konate. Yeah, two literal giants. The thing is with those two, like they're literal giants, but they're also very quick as well, which is bizarre. Like 10 years ago, you wouldn't see that. Like 10 years ago, you had tall defenders, but the defenders were not like the quickest in the team. Quite often on like these Liverpool videos that they do on YouTube and they do like interviews with the players, and they say like, oh, who's the fastest player in the team? Is it Salah? And players quite often say, no, it's Van Dijk, or no, it's Konate. My guy's Due is off. He hasn't had the best game today, but that's okay. I forgive him. But yeah, like Van Dijk and Konate, very tall, very big, but also very fast. They've got it all. I think that's perhaps why we might see Kwanzaa leave this season. I got a bit of flack for that, but I think Kwanzaa physically is big, but he's not the quickest. And Liverpool quite often play with a high line. And to play with a high line, you need fast defenders to get back when the ball goes over the top. So I think that's perhaps why Kwanzaa doesn't play, and perhaps why he might move on. Saka won't cut today. They need Sakanino today. Yeah, he hasn't done much of anything. Dawood says, if Saka could walk a little slower, it's like he gives 0 Fs. Yeah, even when he got up, even when he kind of, even when the ball was stolen off of him and he fell over, he spent like 5 minutes getting up. Oh, come on PSG, play it to Barcola. Barcola's through. He's wasted his opportunity, but and then Neves hit it over. Barcola should have hit that first time, but he decided to stop with the ball, which gave the Arsenal players time to get back. But yeah, Saka's playing a bit like I don't know how to describe it. He's showing a bit of mental weakness. Like when things are not going his way, he's not so much throwing his toys at the pram. That would be an exaggeration. But his head has dropped a bit. I think his head has dropped a bit. Of course, as I say this, he's probably going to score a hat-trick. But it doesn't... He's on the ball now. Arsenal are attacking more now, but it's like, okay, now you're trying to attack in the last 10 minutes. Oh God, it would be so funny if they lost this, man. It would... And again, it comes to nothing. Now PSG, attack quicker. Attack faster. Hakimi's like, there's no one near Hakimi. Pass it to Mr. Ashraf. Oh, I guess he'd be Mr. Hakimi, right? But you know what I mean. PSG, I think, are not looking for a second goal, because even when they get counter-attacking opportunities, they just slow it down. Ryan says, I'm just waiting for Jeremy Frimpong and Isak to be at Liverpool this next season. That would be crazy. Frimpong, like we saw a lot of him in the Nations League games. He was playing as a right winger instead of a right back. But to be fair, he looked very, very good. Kvaratskhelia just hits it over. I wouldn't mind seeing Frimpong come in. The only thing is he defensive enough to be a right back? Who knows? But quite often they say it's easier to teach defense than it is to teach attack. So maybe Slot can improve his defending. But I'd be happy with Frimpong. in those games for Netherlands about a month ago, he was the best player. Yeah, Isak I'd love. I'm just slightly concerned he might be a bit out of our price range. We don't shop at Waitrose. We shop at like Tesco. And Isak is like Waitrose. Ben White's coming on because exactly what you need when you're 1-0 down at home is to bring on a defender. Saquinho is like, should I pull a TT and move to different club? Ah, you reckon? That would be that would be funny, wouldn't it? I don't know how long contract he's got left. Should I check? Bukayo Saka contract. Apparently, he's recently agreed a new contract. That's unfortunate. Hey ho. Let's say it ends 1-0. Can Arsenal do a remontada at PSG home ground? Nah, I don't think so. This is not a mentally strong team. Like, they're bottlers for a reason. Like, bottlers, like, for me, isn't just like a thing. It's a sign of mental weakness if you bottle. And as we were saying at the start, this is going to be their first real test. PSG are a disciplined team. PSG are just battering like all of England. Because they battered the north of England. Well, not battered, but they defeated the north of England, which is Liverpool. They defeated the centre of England, which is Villa, who are based in Birmingham. And now they are defeating the south of England, which is London, Arsenal. So, yeah. I'm expecting like newspaper headlines like French invasion of England complete. And if there is, I deserve credit for that. I mean, they only have, that's the thing. I think you mentioned earlier, Ryan, that they just need to buy a striker. And I was saying, yeah, but they just keep buying defenders. Like they're bringing one like £60 million right back off in Timber, and they're bringing like a £50 million right back on in Ben White. Why do you need to spend 110 million on two right back, centre back? Why? Spend like 50 on one, promote a kid from the academy, and spend the remaining 50 on a striker. I just want to see what people saying online about Ben White. Yeah, everyone's taking Ben White must have run out of self tanner. Yeah, the tanning bed's probably broken, so he said, "All right, I better do some work today. I could do with a bonus." Barcola's through. Don't fluff it up, and he fluffs it up, but he was close. Barcola had a 1-on-1. This is why I said that when he came on, I don't understand the fuss about Barcola. I mean, he's got nice hair, but other than that, had a 1-on-1 with Raya. Ball goes through Saliba's legs because, you know, he's the best defender ever. Poor finish. Yeah, Ben White must have... I don't know why he wears like so much fake tan. Like, I think he looks better without it. Fake tan in general, like I've never really understood the like obsession with it. But yeah, Ben White in particular, he must have run out of fake tan, and I swear like he does his eyebrows as well. So maybe something to do with that. Where is Declan Rice? First I thought, where is Doctor? And I was like, Declan Rice. His beautiful free kick like he did against Real Madrid. Yeah, it's a mentality thing. I think he's part of the bottlers now, so when they come up against a challenge, they're gonna they're going to struggle. Oh, come on, number 9. Fuck me, just hit. Sorry, he just hit the bar. He just hit the bar. PSG have had opportunities to get another 2 in the last 2 minutes. Is that Ramos? That Ramos guy, I think. Oh, he was onside as well. World class, best defender in the world. Saliba played him on. Is that Ramos? Yeah, Goncalo Ramos. 110 million for 2 right backs is absolute fraud. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, why is he spending so much money on 2 right backs? You know, the Premier League champions, their 2 right backs cost £3 million total, I think. Because Trent was from the academy and Conor Bradley was... No, Conor Bradley's also from the academy. So our 2 right backs cost nothing. But these guys like repeatedly spending excessive amounts of money on defensive positions. Hakimi's through here now. Hakimi versus Lewis Skelly. That's probably a foul. Ricola, yeah, couldn't finish unfortunately. Heck, even Jose Mourinho, who was famous for parking the bus, had a big game player like Drogba who can score. Who's Arsenal's number 9? Exactly. This Arteta is just obsessed with repeatedly buying more and more defenders, more and more defensive players. Like Martinelli died for me there. Has he been booked? Because that looked like a dive. Martinelli versus Hakimi. Martinelli clearly dived there. I hope Martinelli is being booked for that. No, he isn't. But that was a dive. He looks a bit Trumpy. He does look a bit Trumpy. Just a slightly more slender version, but yeah, very very orange. But like, it doesn't even look good. I don't understand why Ben White covers himself in this. Like I can see it now. I'm like, it's not. I don't understand. I don't understand the fascination. Maybe Ben White is being trolled too much, and chose to get tanned. I mean, even MJ, yeah, could be why. It could be why. But he just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. To the point where I'm like, why? And like, if he heads the ball, does the ball then go orange? Free kick to Arsenal, they do nothing with it. But like, if you head the ball with fake tan, does the fake tan then go onto the ball? I don't know. Like, if you wipe it, does it come? I don't know. Does it come off your hand? That's the problem. Teams don't invest into the academy anymore. Yeah, I think Liverpool are quite big on the academy, but because there's like so much money in the game, quite often they just go for a short-term solution. Oh, let's just chuck £50 million on this guy. Let's chuck 60 million on this guy. And then they end up rubbish. And that's perhaps also how a lot of the wage structures just go crazy. Whereas if you promote from the academy, you can typically keep them on lower wages. Number 33 is coming on. Who's this? Safonov. Coming on for João Neves. Yeah, it's all about international players. Ben Orange, yeah. Ben Orange is... Ben Orange is a way better name. Yeah, he should be called Ben Orange from now on. Maybe Arteta should sign a few more defenders and make a formation. Yeah, like 10-0-0. That's pretty much what he plays, to be honest. It's bizarre. Like, his whole tactic seems to be defend. Hopefully we get a free kick and then we score from the free kick. He's clueless. He's clueless. Arsenal fans don't see it, but well, some of them do. He's not an experienced coach. He's not an experienced tactician. Keep him for longer. Give him a longer contract. He must invest in a good tanner because it doesn't drip and streak when he sweats. That's that's another good point as well. I was thinking, like, does he leave like a face imprint? You know, if he, like, heads the ball, does the ball then have like Ben White's face on it? But yeah, I guess with doesn't drip when he's and streak when he sweats. Yeah, like Rudy Giuliani style with the hair dye. But yeah, we know where Ben White is spending his Arsenal salary. Five minutes of injury time. Teams would just throw 70 million for someone bad with 200k a week. Yeah, it's just short-term thinking, isn't it? I mean, they can do that, fine. For example, that's what they did with Gabriel Jesus, for example. But it was like 70 million on 350k a week. And then they complain, oh, we can't get rid of Gabriel Jesus. Well, of course you can't get rid of him because you're paying him 350k a week and nobody else will. So that's another downside, I think. It's another downside to paying exorbitant wages. You then can't get rid of them. That's true. La Masia saved Barcelona because they have a player for every position. So yeah, academy is crucial. Why do clubs not invest in it like Ajax? Yeah, Barcelona would be a good example. Liverpool would be a good example. Trent Academy, Conor Bradley Academy, Curtis Jones Academy. I think a lot of teams, Kelleher keeper, also academy. I think a lot of teams just prefer going for the short-term solution because to invest in academy, it seems like you need like a plan, like a 10-year plan and a structure, and that seems like it takes time to implement. And whereas if that isn't there, they'd rather just go for the short-term solution. So it's a bit like an academy is like buying your own ingredients and cooking your own food. Whereas buying a player is like ordering takeout. Whereas if you put in the time to cook your own food, it will be cheaper and it will be healthier. And you won't have complete trash like Martinelli, who just was in the box, had a shot, and I'm pretty sure his shot just hit the moon. God, Martinelli is rubbish. Oh my God, that is an awful finish. The only thing Martinelli has going for him is the fact that he's Brazilian. Like if Martinelli was called Dave Smith, he wouldn't be starting. Calafiori on the touchline like a model, like pulling his hair back. I'm surprised Calafiori didn't make Fish's top 10 hottest players list. 350k a week, yeah, for Gabriel Jesus. And I think now kind of because of like FFP and all that, I think they might have to sell. I think they might have to sell. I think they might have to sell Gabriel Jesus before they buy a striker. But it's very hard. It's very hard to kind of shift someone on 350k a week. Anyway, but it's especially hard to kind of shift someone on 350k a week when they can't stay fit. Academy is super important, normally way cheaper in wages. Yeah, it is super important. A lot of teams don't really kind of make use of their academy. And I think, again, it's because to make use of the academy, it seems like you need like a long-term plan to implement over the course of 10 years. It seems like something you need to invest in, something you need to think about, and it's an approach you need to implement from top to bottom. But it's easier just to throw money at a player. Arsenal got a a corner here by Declan Rice. What's happened? Donnarumma's gone down. Great. Waste time. That's what we want. The Blue Baron said rubbish. That's good to know. Martinelli, hopefully. Club kids were a great example of use of academy players. Yeah. Perhaps the best example. Literally all these kind of unknown kids who we put in a final against, a kind of multi-billion-pound squad, and they managed to kind of win the final. I think that's a really good example as well. Liverpool brings one player through their academy every 15 years. Well, there was Trent, and there was Curtis Jones, and there was Connor Bradley, and there was Caoimhin Kelleher. So that's at least 4 there. And there was all the players in the Carabao Cup final that seemed to beat a £1 billion Chelsea squad. So that's slightly more than one every 15 years. True Brazilians just have an extra stat bonus. Yeah, Martinelli. Like I don't see the kind of fuss with Martinelli. He got into good positions, so maybe we kind of give him something for that. But anytime he got into a shooting opportunity, fluff the ball kind of completely over the bar, fluff the ball wide, just kind of doesn't have the composure at all, to be honest. Full time, which is good to see, which is fantastic to see. So yeah, PSG won, Arsenal 0. I don't kind of see Arsenal kind of coming back from this, to be honest. They're just kind of showing like a few replays and things now. But this is a good result. I think they'll kind of be fume on the Arsenal side, which is fantastic. Arsenal got to go to PSG's ground now, and I think if you can't win at the Emirates, you ain't going to win at PSG's ground. So fingers crossed this is going to be it for Arsenal, and we don't have to hear any more nonsense. The Blue Baron said, what academy players did Klopp bring through apart from Trent? Trent, Curtis Jones, Connor Bradley, Caoimhin Kelleher, Jarrell Kwanzaa would be another one that I forgot. Only Trent is first team? Not really. Jarrell Kwanzaa was starting every game last season ahead of Konate. It's Slot that kind of brought Konate back into the team. And tomorrow I won't see the match because I know if I see the match, Barcelona are going to flop hard. I won't see the match either because I won't be here. But yeah, I'll check the score. I'll definitely kind of check the score. And true Brazilian also are career exhaustion like R9, Neymar and Ronaldinho. Yeah, 100%. I can't see Arsenal winning in Paris. Yeah, I think if you can't win at your own ground with the home advantage, and there's not winning, and the thing is though, right? There's losing and there's doing that. Like they didn't really show any impetus. They didn't really show any aggression until the last 5 minutes. When the game kind of started, they just sat back. Like from minute 1, they sat back. Minute 2, they sat back. Minute 3, they sat back. And then PSG were like, all right, you're going to sit back. We're going to score. And I don't think you can really sit back when you're behind in Europe. So I'm hoping this is it for Arsenal. And we don't have to listen to any more nonsense coming out from them. Why would you support PSG over Arsenal? Weird. It's probably not weird if you think about it. Yeah, if you can't win at home, you're gonna struggle away. Exactly. And there's not winning at home, but also putting it in a good performance, if you know what I mean. Like when Liverpool got battered 3-0 by Barcelona, I thought we actually played pretty well. But Arsenal, like they didn't really show anything. Whenever Saka was on the ball, he just kind of had his head down, like he kind of didn't want to be there. When Martinelli got into kind of good positions, he completely kind of fluffed his lines. And even the subs, they brought on bloody Ben White and all this bloody fake tan. Like, what's that going to do? Other than making the ball a bit more orange, what is Ben White going to do? So it is the fact that they lost. But I think it's also kind of the nature of the performance. It was just very uninspiring. And I'm partially saying that as a hater, but I'm partially also just would say that if that was any other team. Like the only Brazilian I know who was good in his later years was Thiago Silva. Yeah, Thiago Silva had an amazing career. Around, I think played well into his 40s possibly. But yeah, most Brazilians tend to kind of peak earlier. Pixel says it's possible. It's only 1-0. It's definitely possible. I'm just partly saying that as an Arsenal hater. But to be fair, generally this performance, it looked a bit kind of uninspiring, to be honest. Like, it's the fact that they started at home, and within the first minute, like if we recall, we were saying they're just sitting back. So they're gonna have to do something completely different in the second leg. Again, it is possible. It's only 1-0, but if we had said at the start of the game they lose 1-0, would have taken that 100%. Because we prefer a real team like PSG in the final than Bottlers in the final. Yeah, I mean PSG. It's so weird what's happened with PSG in that they lost the superstars, but the other players have then kind of stepped up, and then they've invested in like Kvaratskhelia, who they just bought in January, but he's having an immediate impact, and whenever he gets the ball, that guy looks so dangerous. So yeah, they're just showing the road to Munich. Oh, it's in Munich. Okay. Yeah, so PSG win and Barcelona Inter tomorrow. I'm a bit bummed that I'm gonna miss that. I might watch it, but I won't be at home. But hey ho. And I'm a Barca fan who would love to win the Champions League by beating the Snake, but the Snake did get the only winner. Yeah, that's true. A bit conflicted. What we could say, what we can definitely say is I feel like this is one of the more interesting Champions Leagues we've had in a while. Even though Liverpool went out, but all the remaining games look pretty exciting. Today's game was quite good. I appreciate Arsenal were defending very deep, and they suck. But but it was still an entertaining game to kind of see PSG. I'm sure tomorrow's game will also be entertaining, and the return legs as well. The return legs next week. Tuesday 6th of May, Wednesday 7th of May. Yeah, it is. Okay. Nice. Return legs are next week. Hulk is insane right now. Is that the Brazilian Hulk? Is he still around? Forgot about him. He's probably an exception to the rule then. Well, time to go to AFTV and see their faces. Where are you? Who should we not and see their faces? Where are you? Who should we not forget this time? What do you mean? As in, when am I gonna stream again? I'll be back on Sunday because I'm going on holiday in like 4 hours. But I'll be back on Sunday for the Liverpool game. If that's what you meant, but I'm not sure that's what you meant. Yeah, so it's Inter Barcelona next Tuesday, and then Wednesday it's PSG Arsenal. I'm just gonna check the final. Final is on the 31st. Final is on the 31st of May, so a few weeks away. Durwood says, "Have a nice holiday." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back on Sunday, guys, for the Liverpool game. And yeah, we'll catch up then. We will catch up then. We mustn't forget who this time. Ty will be furious. That poor VAR guy. And where is DT? That DT guy always rubs me up the wrong way, 100%. But yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it before I go to sleep. But yeah, cool. All right, I better go now because I need to pack my bag or finish packing my bag. But yeah, we'll catch up on Sunday, guys. Cool. Take care. Cheers.